Welcome to Let's Plays FM and to a brand new FM21 Tactics video. Today we have the 4-2-3-1 Double DM Domination Tactic. A style of play which absolutely dominates your opponent. It has won quadruples, record-breaking points totals, and it scores a lot of goals. Let's get into it, run through exactly how the tactic works and see exactly how it's gotten on as well. I'm here then in Football Manager, and this is the 4-2-3-1 Double DM Domination Tactic. We are currently here with PSG, one of the three sides in which I have been testing this tactic with. I've also done a tactic test with Dijon in Ligue 1 and also with Port Vale in Ligue 2, just to have a nice little differentiation in terms of the teams in which we tested it with. It is a very good tactic in terms of scoring goals. It defends really well as well because of course it's got those two defensive midfielders in there, and it also does well in terms of keeping possession. It's very much a counter-attacking style of play though, but we'll run through that all very shortly. Before we do get going with the tactic though, guys, if you do want to download this, you'll find links to it down in the description. You'll find links to FM Base, FM Scout, a Dropbox link, and also to Steam Workshop. If you use that Steam Workshop link, guys, make sure you do drop some positive feedback and to favourite it as well. And of course, guys, if you do enjoy today's video and you find the tactic to be helpful, everything along those lines, make sure to chuck a like down onto it. And if you want to keep updated with any more of my content, such as my FM21 Tactic series or maybe my Road to Glory series with Kai Stanley, Red Dead Revival, then do make sure to hit that subscribe button and to ring that notification bell to be notified when any of my content here on YouTube goes live. Now we're going to get into the tactic and exactly how it does work. You can see the shape here as it is. Of course, if you're not able to download the tactic, you can copy this as we go through everything in terms of instructions and things like that. We have the style as so. You have a sweeper keeper on support. You have a pair of wing backs both on support as well. Then I have a pair of central defenders on defend. You can make them ball playing defenders if you want, but I kept them as central defenders for this particular tactic. I then have an anchor man who very much sits here in the hole and defends, of course, as a defensive midfielder. We have a DLP on support. We're going to have an attacking midfielder on support here in the middle, and inside forward on the right hand side on attack, an inverted winger on attack on the left. You can swap these over depending on the style of play in which your players are in those areas. I just had them here as so, and then an advanced forward on attack. That advanced forward very much where the majority of the goals are going to be coming from. We then have the style of players, so we have an attacking mentality, and when we're in possession we have a standard attacking width. We overlap on both the right and left hand sides. We play out a defence, have a slightly shorter passing directness, a higher tempo, and we run at defence. Everything else is left to the default. When we're in transition though, we counter press, counter, distribute quickly. I distribute to the fullbacks and the centre backs, and also to have the keeper take short goal kicks. You can change that around if you want to, but I like it in that style. And finally, when we're out of possession as well, we have a higher line of engagement, a standard defensive line. We force the opponents outside, a more urgent pressing intensity. We prevent the short goalkeeper distribution, and we like to get stuck in. This one here again, if you don't want it on, you can take it off. You get 20 yellow cards, maybe change that and put stay on feed. But I personally in FM like to have get stuck in. But that is how the tactic works. It really is powerful, especially when counter-attacking. In terms though of the opposition instructions, these are all left blank, or I let my assistant look after them depending on who the opponent is. And also I have no individual player instructions put on. It is simply the ones that the roles give out to the players. I have not added any myself. In terms of the set pieces, just so you are aware, I have not changed any of them other than my attacking corners. I have one set up like so where it goes to the far post and it aims for the right sided centre back, and we also have a near post variant which is exactly the same, but of course to the near post. But that then is how the tactic works. We will now proceed through, have a look how PSG get on using this, and we'll of course look at the other side we've simulated as well. But I'll see you for the PSG simulation, guys, very shortly. Here we are then at the end of the simulation with PSG, and straight away we can see just how good of a time PSG have had using this tactic. Of course, PSG always expected to do well in Ligue 1, but to come away with 110 points in their domestic division is absolutely ridiculous. 105 goal difference I can see as well as some really good performances individually from some of their players. Mbappe out there with 38 goals, Neymar with an average rating of a 7.7. Absolutely crazy stuff. Let's have a look though in some more detail at the competitions so we can see exactly how they have got on. So of course Ligue 1 right there, champions of the division, a 38 point margin, absolutely ridiculous stuff there from PSG to be that far away from their nearest competitor in Marseille. And on top of that, they've won the Champions League. They finally have won it. They beat Manchester City in the final. They won the Coupe de France, and they won the Trophée des Champions. So in other words, they have won themselves, I guess you would say, a quadruple. Maybe only a treble if you don't count the Super Cup. But even so, an absolutely fantastic season from PSG to win everything that was put in front. Let's take it over in more detail at Ligue 1. Let's see exactly what has gone on in that division. 38 games played, 36 wins, 2 draws, no defeats. An unbeaten season from PSG. 114 goal scores, only 9 conceded. Absolutely crazy stuff. I'm presuming they've broken quite a few records there. They've broken the points record, 110 being the new record now as a result. They didn't manage to beat the most team goals, but they got very, very close, 114. They scored, of course, the record there being 118. But an absolutely crazy time PSG have had. Neymar, top goal scorer, 26 goals to his name. Average rating 7.82. Mbappe out there as well with 23. Brilliant season from the pair of them. And Keylor Navas as well up there with 27 clean sheets. Both going forward and defending, the tactic has apparently worked absolutely phenomenally. If we look though in more detail at the analyst reports where we can see exactly how they've done in comparison to the rest of Ligue 1, apparently very, very well. You can just see the absolute state of that chart there, how far and away they were better than every other Ligue 1 side. Crazy performance from them there. We look at the goal scoring aspect a bit more in detail. You can see how aggressive and clinical PSG were. Over 18 shots per game on average they were getting, and on top of that they had almost 17% conversion rate as well. So not only were they creating tons of chances, they were sticking them in the back of the net more often than not as well. So fantastic for them going forward. What about the defensive side of their game if we look at that as well? Crazy. Okay, that is ridiculous actually. I don't think I've ever seen it this low whenever we've done any tactic tests. Only a conversion rate of 5% for the opponents and less than 5 shots on target. They are defending like an absolute unit from the sounds of it. Are PSG. Right there we can see using this tactic. I know it's PSG, but despite that fact, to use tactic and dominate the league so ridiculously well is completely and utterly bonkers. It really, really is. But of course, we still have 2 other tests to do. We have Dijon and Port Vale. We'll go to Dijon first of all. We'll see how they're going to line up and where they're predicted in Ligue 1. So I'll see you there very shortly. Here we are then with Dijon in Ligue 1. You can see them lining up with the 4-2-3-1 Double DM Domination Tactic, lining up as so. They've got some decent players in their team, likes of Koulibaly Manga in the defence as well as Papachik Diop in the midfield. A few decent names, nothing too drastic though in terms of where they're predicted to be. The team is a very poor side in Ligue 1 and they're only predicted 17th. They're 400 to 1 to win Ligue 1. So in other words, they are not a good side whatsoever and they expect to be really struggling down the foot of the table. So it'll be really interesting to see how they do get on in Ligue 1 with this tactic. Will they be in that area or will they be higher up the league? Let's proceed forward and let's find out. So here we are then at the end of the simulation and all I can say is I am completely and utterly shocked at how well Dijon has performed. After how well PSG did, I thought maybe Dijon could make a push for the Europa League possibly, and they have exceeded my expectations by miles. Dijon, using the tactic, predicted to finish as low as 17th, being involved in a relegation dogfight, have finished in 2nd place with 74 points, comfortably in the top 3, the Champions League qualification spots. They are a long way behind PSG, who got 103 points, but even so, they had a fantastic season. Their striker, Roger Asale, coming out with 33 goals and an average rating of 7.27. A very good season from that man there. In terms of competitions, they're not in Europe or anything like that, but they are in the French Cup, which they actually won. Okay, they won the French Cup on top of finishing 2nd in the division. What a crazy season they have had. I did not expect that whatsoever. The broad expectation of mid-table, and yet they got 2nd. I believe they're only expected to get to about the 9th or 10th round in the Cup because there's loads of rounds in the French Cup, and they've come away as winners of that competition. An absolutely ridiculous season from them. In terms of the overall stats, everything like that how they got on. 38 games played, 23 wins, 5 draws, and only the 10 defeats. Overall, 73 goals scored, 41 goals conceded. A very decent season from them. And next season, they're going to have Champions League football. Another great example of how well this tactic works, both for a bigger side in PSG and in a smaller side in Dijon. And of course, we've still got one more test to do with Port Vale, a much smaller team. So what we'll do is we'll go to Port Vale, we'll look at how they're going to line up and where they're predicted to come in League 2 as well. So I'll see you there very shortly. So then, this is Port Vale lining up with the tactic. You can see them here with the 4-2-3-1 Double DM Domination Tactic. And in terms of where they're predicted to come in League 2, just so you are aware, they are very much the worst team in the league. Predicted to come rock bottom of League 2. 100 to 1 they are in terms of their odds of winning the division. So will it be a case of, much like Dijon, despite being complete rank outsiders, will they manage to have a good season, or will they struggle a bit more, considering, of course, this team has far less technical players than any of the sides we have looked at. We'll proceed on and we'll see how a much less technical team gets on using this tactic. So here we are at the end of the final simulation, this one here with Port Vale, and much like what we saw with Dijon, despite being against the odds, they have had a fantastic season. Predicted to finish rock bottom of League 2. They have not only done well in it, they have come away as champions. A very close season, to be fair, by the end of it, finishing level on points of Exeter, but they managed to finish ahead of them on goal difference. A really, really good season. 46 games played, 79 points to their name, and League 2 champions. In terms of the other competition, they were in the FA Cup. They got to second round, got knocked out by Boston. The first round of the League Cup, and they got to the third round of the Papa John's Trophy. What a ridiculous name for that competition. But that is, at the end of the day, not really what they're focused on. The one competition they are focused on is the league, and they've come away as champions of League 2. A fantastic time they have had. 46 games played, 22 wins, 13 draws, 11 defeats, 77 goals scored. Is that the most in the league? Indeed it is. And then only 47 goals conceded. Was that the best as well? Was that the 5th best they managed to have? Yeah, the 5th best goals conceded record as well. So showing that even with having really poor technically players, they can still have a really good time of it, coming away as their division champions despite being completely ranked outsiders. A fantastic showing from Port Vale and from all the teams we've looked at using this tactic. Overall though, guys, that does bring this tactics video here today to a close. The 4-2-3-1 Double DM Domination Tactic, clearly one which when used just dominates your opponents, both scoring goals because you score them for fun and defending like an absolute rock. It is fantastic for both aspects of the game, and if you use it by looks of it, you're going to be coming away with multiple trophies to your name. Hopefully, guys, you do find the tactic to be useful. Of course, I mentioned you can find all the links down in the description. If you do use that Steam Workshop one, make sure to drop positive feedback and to favourite it as well. And of course, if you do enjoy the video today, guys, do make sure to chuck a like down onto it. And finally as well, if you do want to keep up to date with any more of my content, such as my tactic videos here for FM21, then do make sure to hit that subscribe button and to ring that notification bell whenever my content here on YouTube goes live. So guys, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again next time.